Learning goals that will be evaluated this week include argumentation writing style, note-taking of articles, which is an assignment that should be given, creating a graphic organizer for reinstating the draft, and then also choosing a controversial topic for an essay. One of the initial challenges faced by students is the ability to locate and read a variety of articles, and then gather appropriate evidence. Not only must they provide facts and opinions in support of their positions, but also students have to be prepared to refute opposing arguments. Furthermore, students must then be able to synthesize the information in order to set up the main points of an essay. So when reading argumentative passages, you have to understand that the function is to assert a person's opinion about a controversial topic. You've got to be able to, as readers, recognize 4 different elements within argumentative passages. One is that of the main idea. What is your author trying to sell you? What do they want to make you do? Furthermore, you have to understand the author's main points, the main arguments to support the point of view. Then look for supporting ideas. Usually these supporting ideas are details that include quotes, anecdotes, details, examples, or statistics. You also need to think about for your supporting ideas, is the writer using supporting ideas that appeal to reason? Is it logical? Or are they appealing to emotion? Last, the reader has to know the author's purpose. You need to look for the action that the writer wants from the reader. In order to write an essay, students must be able to research a controversial topic and then take a stand, supported by evidence, and further urges readers to share the writer's perspective and insights. Because argumentation is the appeal to reason, it follows a logical structure that makes points, supplies evidence, establishes a logical chain of reasoning, and further refutes opposing arguments. This type of writing style is a bit more sophisticated than what you've probably seen in persuasive essays written in high school. Too often, students simply find articles, both pro and con, and then use the body paragraphs in the essay to pretty much just summarize what the author's main points are. Please keep in mind that summarizing and synthesizing are 2 completely different terms. So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you the fine art of synthesizing. I decided to try just a bit of a different approach. I'm going to use the controversial topic of reinstating the draft. I will read background information about this topic so that you get a good grasp of deciding whether you agree with reinstating the draft or whether you disagree. In January 2003, as the Bush administration prepared for a military strike on Iraq, Representative Charles B. Rangel of New York's Harlem District introduced a bill in Congress that would have reinstated a military draft, in part to bring home to Americans the ramifications of such a military strike, but also to ensure more equitable representation of people making sacrifices. His bill would have applied to men and women aged 18 to 26, with deferments only for high school students and for those physically unable to serve, who would be required to perform community service instead. As you've listened to this background information about the topic of reinstating the draft, I want you to think about, do you agree with this controversial topic, or do you disagree? For those who agreed with the proposal to reinstate the draft, you are assigned to read the article entitled, "A War for Us, Fought by Them." For those who opposed the draft, you're going to be assigned an article to read entitled, "For Those Who Believe We Need a Draft." You are instructed to read the Microsoft Word format of this article, and you are instructed to make notes, identify the author's main reasons, and highlight powerful passages or sentences. This is the point where you need to choose which side of the controversial topic you agree with. Go into Blackboard, locate the article, and begin to do note-taking. You will submit the notes and the information that you write on that article as evidence of your note-taking skills to my email. After reading your respective article, students are to complete the lesson's graphic organizer using the article's information. Here's an example to help your efforts. So, in the particular graphic organizer, we have 3 columns. One is pro, which is for reinstating the draft. On the very far right-hand side, you'll have con, which is against reinstating the draft. Please keep in mind that filling out this information, you're more likely to find that one of the articles is going to be pro reinstating the draft, and one of the articles is going to be against or anti reinstating the draft. So you need to be able to fill out those pieces. Last, you need to go back and evaluate the main idea pieces. So the information that you've gathered, what have you been able to synthesize is the main idea that the author is presenting to either support or refute reinstating the draft. Completing this chart is a very visual way to discern the main points of a controversial topic and to understand that no matter how many different authors write about this particular topic, the main ideas are pretty much going to remain constant. The middle column as the source for the main ideas and resulting topic sentences of body paragraphs. Also keep in mind that completing this particular graphic organizer, it really truly helps you to be able to construct not only your argument, whether you agree or disagree with reinstating the draft, but also your counter argument. If you can see what the opposite side of an argument is saying about this particular main idea, you are more readily able to refute that opposing argument. You also need to be able to include quotes for each main idea on the chart. This gives you further evidence that you can easily cite within the body of your essay. Last, you need to be able to circle whether the quote appeals to reason or does it appeal to emotion. This helps you to keep in mind that although the primary appeal, it really should be reason, there are many that are going to appeal to emotion. Finally, using this type of graphic organizer, it helps to determine the order of the body paragraphs. You've got to be able to support and select the strongest argument as your last body paragraph. So we're going to stop here. Students need to be able to open in their Blackboard the Microsoft Word document for their graphic organizer. You need to be able to complete this information based off of what you read in your article, whether you were for reinstating the draft or whether you were against reinstating the draft. This information will be emailed for a grade. Last, once you've finished doing those pieces and we've evaluated the chart, you're going to have the option of being able to choose one of the following controversial topics. This particular topic that you're going to choose is going to be the topic for the next essay that you're going to write. So think about these. Think about which one you'd like to be able to select because you will write a full 5-paragraph, 500-word essay. So here are the topics. Is Walmart good or bad for America? Should gay and lesbian couples be allowed to adopt? Does media violence cause societal violence? Once you decide on a controversial topic, please keep in mind you cannot change that topic once you've emailed it to me, because what I will do is I'm going to help you halfway. I'm going to provide you 2 web articles for and against your topic that relate. So by Monday, students must email their choice of the controversial topic so that I can send your web articles. Students will next week complete a graphic organizer, just as we've done this week, on your topic so we can use this as an outline to be able to start creating your essay.